question of the day is Jalen Milroe. How do you contain Jalen Milroe the way he's playing right now?
Extremely high level, extremely talented, not just athlete, but doing a nice job operating the offense and understanding, I know everybody can see when the plays break down and his ability and what he can do when he gets out of the pocket, but when you watch, the entire season, what he's been able to do, in terms of ball placement and getting it to playmakers. Again, he's playing at a really, really high level right now.
When they go through a quarterback situation like that where he loses the job, they do a couple other guys, then he gets it back. In general, what kind of confidence does that give a football player, getting that job back? And ever since then, he's kind of been hitting his stride.
Yeah, it's, competition usually brings out the best in most players. And, some can shrink to it and some can elevate. And obviously, he showed that he can elevate, and you can see every week that he's behind center, he continues to gain confidence. And I think that the offense has supreme confidence in him. And so it's a really, really tough challenge when you've got somebody that big, that fast, with that good of an arm, with the weapons around them, with the O-line in front of them. I mean, there's a reason that they can put up points in a hurry.
You guys obviously face really talented teams every week, in Georgia every year, but to have an Alabama team coming here, do you notice a sense of, like it's picked up this week among your guys when a team like Alabama comes to town?
I think the guys understand how big this game is, and whether it's Alabama or whether it's the fact that, you're getting down to the end of the season. And there are some games that we let slip away or we didn't, necessarily play our best. And so there's no room for error when you're going down the stretch. And so I think there's a heightened urgency in that regard. And so, I think they'll be excited for Saturday.
Brad, the last time Kentucky beat Alabama, Anwar had a big play, scored a touchdown. Has he been showing guys that clip yet this week?
You're gonna have to ask him. I don't know. I have not seen. I would highly doubt it. It's not Stu's style there. But yeah, hopefully, I've petitioned, the NCAA to see if we could have one more COVID year for him. If we can get one of those, that'd be big. But no, I think, he'll be. He's excited every game. It doesn't matter. If it's a scrimmage, if it's game day, he always brings the energy. And but that was a big moment in this program's history for sure.
When you looked at the Mississippi State tape, what stuck out to you?
I thought, the guys strained, and they battled and still need to, clean up, obviously, and especially that one drive, some of the tackling was a little bit sloppy. And, but they were great on the sideline. They had a good look in their eye, and there was never any panic. Obviously, D-Jack's pick six was a huge momentum shift there, to one, give you some breathing room, and two, just sort of a little bit of confidence, swagger, and anytime you can go on the road and you can have a performance like they did, that hopefully that builds their confidence.
Brad, JQ got to get in quite a bit with Andrew down, and then I think he played a lot at the end of the Tennessee game too. What have you kind of seen from him progression-wise as he's waited for an opportunity and when he got his chance these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think it was, asked about earlier when we were talking about Milroe was, a guy, he was able to be the day one, nickel guy, right? And then, he had to basically sort of re-earn that spot. And he came to work every day, continued to compete, continued to battle, and it's made him better. Things that we still need to push and develop with him technique-wise. But I think there's a confidence level that's growing within him, and the more plays he makes, that confidence will continue to increase. And so you hope for that with all your guys, right? Like And you don't want necessarily just instant success. I mean, it helps. Everybody loves it. Man, he walks right on the field. Man, he's an instant playmaker. But guys need to go through, you know, some of those valleys so they can come out stronger. Because it doesn't matter how good you're playing at some point, you're going to have a bad game. You're not going to play well. And you have to learn how to overcome that. And, you know, he's another one of those guys that have had to push through some adversity sort of early. And, you know, it's made him better, you know, at this point. And we need him to play a big game.
Over the course of Alabama's season, have you noticed any changes in how they're using Milroe in the run game, more design?
No, I mean, I think they've just found comfort and consistency in what they want to do. They've sort of found their identity. And, you know, we've talked about that from the start to where we are. And, you know, every team is different, and every team identity is a little bit different. And I think it just took them a little bit to find that. But no, they are, you know, they are who they are. You know, and you see a lot of the similarities. You know, you go back and you pull up the 2020 film. From a system standpoint, a lot of that's still in place. Now, with little tweaks, obviously every team, you're going to play to your strengths, but the base core is there.
You coached with Coach Wolford for a year here. I hear people saying, well, he's going to know everything Brad wants to do, and Brad's going to know everything he wants to do as far as protection. Is that stuff overrated?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's any necessarily different than when you face the same opponent every single year, right? And if there's consistency in coordinator, you're going to say, okay, how did he attack me last year? How did he attack me 2 years ago? Has there been a shift, you know? And so there's obviously little pieces back and forth, but I don't know whether it's overrated or underrated. I think, you know, there's obviously a piece of, you know, what kind of style, you know, and stylistically what somebody likes. But yeah, hey, listen, your tape's out there. Everything I do from a call standpoint is out there. Everything our defense does is out there. Everything their offense does is out on film. So it's sort of, it's not many secrets in that regard. And so now it comes down to execution.
Alabama's really good at kind of hitting those big explosive plays, those home run balls. So I guess each week, how do you kind of prepare for those kind of plays, those real spontaneous, game-changing plays?
You try to prevent them. You know, how do you, like, again, you try to cap the defense if you can. You try to not let them over the top of you. But, you know, they've got a lot of talented athletes with a lot of speed. A quarterback with a big-time arm that can extend with his legs and really create some of those off-schedule plays, too, that allow guys to get vertical and get down and create some space. And so, yeah, you want the honest answer? Sometimes you just hold your breath when the ball's, you know, and, you just hope that it's not a perfect ball, or, you know, and sometimes you win them and sometimes you don't. I mean, the great teams are able to make some of those. The big thing is we have to have a short memory if they make some, and play the next down.
Everybody good?
Thank you.